Greetings, Moonbats and other YouTubers. So, if you didn't think I was off my rocker with the lime soup that I made last year, I think it was maybe it was earlier this year, then this should push you over the edge and convince you that I am completely crazy. I'm a crazy person. So, what I'm going to make today is something that was inspired by a Thai dish, pineapple fried rice that I've had. I like Thai food, and over the years, I've gotten to know a couple of owners at different Thai restaurants across the U.S. And pineapple fried rice has been among my favorites. So normally I would cook it with some chicken, and I have some chicken. But I'm trying to back off meats a little bit. My shoulder is still hurting me. Yesterday was really a good day. It didn't hurt much at all. And then last night it flared up again. It seems like at night, right after the sun goes down, it really starts to make its presence known. And then in daytime, it loosens up quite a bit, and I actually get to the point where I almost feel normal. So, anyway, meat may be something that is exacerbating that condition, so I'm going to try going a couple of days here without having any meat to see if there's any improvement. So, anyway, what I'm making is a rice dish. I'm not going to fry it like you would probably in typical Asian cuisine, and I'm going to use minute rice, which is kind of cheating, but it saves on fuel. So what I have here is a Dole's cup of fruit, and I'm going to add that to the saucepan here. There's not a lot of liquid in there, so I'm going to need to add more liquid to meet the requirements of the rice here. The other thing that I'm going to add, give me 1 second. I have some dried cherries, and a couple of those. Pretty much you can add any kind of fruit that you want. I've added apples to this, fresh apples. Diced them up really fine, and it's been pretty good. Raisins, ew. I'm sorry, I don't like raisins, cooked raisins. Anyway, I can eat them in an oatmeal cookie or out of the box, and that's about it. These are cranberries, dried cranberries. I'm going to add a few of those just for a little bit of color and some extra nutrient value from the cranberries. Sometimes I would add nuts to this, walnuts or almonds. A lot of variations that you can add to this particular dish. I'm going to add some soy sauce, just about that much. That looks like about a tablespoon. I'm going to add a ton of garlic. So that was probably about, maybe a full teaspoon, 3/4 of a teaspoon of garlic. This is Thai basil. I found this at the Scratch and Dent grocery store in Tyson Wells in Quartzsite, and it was $1 a bottle. I don't know, it's probably out of date, or I don't know, scratch on the label or something, but Thai basil, I really love it, and it's hard to find. So I'm going to add a little bit of Thai basil. I'm going to add some onions. This is probably not a good choice. Onions and garlic are both inflammatory, at least I've heard. So those might have been a good thing to avoid, but I like them, so I'm adding them. The other thing I'm adding is just some dried ground ginger. Good portion of that. I like ginger, and maybe it'll help compensate for the garlic and chives. Ginger is a natural anti-inflammatory. Another thing that I learned from someone else. Be sure to check the internet on those, because I'm not sure. This is all anecdotal information. I haven't researched it. Red chili peppers. This is actually a pretty important component. If you don't like hot food, you can omit this, but I'm telling you, it just won't be the same. And then I'm adding a little bit of sesame oil. And a little bit of sugar. Honey is another ingredient I like to add to this instead of sugar, but I don't have any, so I'm going with that today. So this is, the moisture is pretty much locked up in here. There's not a lot. So I'm going to go ahead with a full dose of water as recommended by the ingredients for the minute rice. I'm going to use the rice first since it's dry. I'm going to use the same cup to measure my equal portions. Okay, I'm spilling all over the side here. If you do this, please do a better job than I did. So there's my rice. And now my water. So I just, pre-mix all of the ingredients. And then I'm going to take this out to the stove and heat it up, and then it's chow time. Forgive me if there's a lot of wind noise out here. This one thing about the plains, you know that song, "The Wind Comes Whipping Down the Plains"? I now understand why that song exists with those lyrics. It's windy up here, especially you get up here by the Wyoming border. It's always been windy. I don't know why that is. Maybe there's a break in the Rockies. The Rockies are just out that way a little bit. So maybe it lets the wind through. I don't know. Nothing to stop it. It's flat. There's nothing to get in the way. So this is just, I'm going to heat this to a boiling. Minute rice is really nice because you basically heat the water to boiling and then turn off the heat and let it set. And the rice absorbs all the water, and I can smell that already. Oh, that smells good. Nice light meal. I have no idea what the calorie content is here. I think those cups are like 100 calories maybe. The rice, maybe, let's say another 100. The sugar's got some calories. There's probably 50 calories of sugar in there. So, maybe 250, 300 calories. If you added a can of chicken, it'd probably go up to about 350, 400, I would say. Oh, there's some sesame oil in here too. It's probably got a few calories. So, but it's not a real heavy meal. It's real light, easy to digest for the most part. And I like it. It's really tasty. I've used this with brown rice, although you have to cook it a little longer. Even the minute rice, it takes about 5 minutes to cook brown rice. It just takes a little while for the water to absorb in through the outer husk, I guess. I don't know what that's about. So I can already see the rice starting to absorb the moisture. I just stir it periodically to keep it from burning on the bottom. And then typically, I would season this to taste afterwards. Most of the time I can kind of get it right in the pan. Something else that I would do sometimes is I had sriracha, which is good. Really a garlicky chili sauce. Asian origins. Made in Irwindale. You can believe that. Irwindale, California. When I left California back in the 90s, there was a pretty large Asian contingent in certain areas of California. Garden Grove. You would drive through Garden Grove, and even the street signs were in Vietnamese, I believe. I used to love to go shopping there. It's just all kinds of really cool stuff to find. Yeah, it looks like I got a pretty good head of steam going there. So I'll let that boil for a couple of seconds. Go ahead and shut that off. And now I'm just going to let that sit and let the rice absorb the water. Okay, back inside. Going to give this another couple turns here as it continues to cool and absorb. It's going to be warm today. I think the high is going to be 85. I'm already starting to warm up. And normally when I'm camped out here, away from crowds and people and stuff, then I can dress a lot more, a lot more comfortably, a lot cooler. I wear as little clothing as I possibly can. But there's been a couple of people drive by on the road today, so I kind of feel the need to stay properly attired, I guess. I don't want to be shocking any poor unsuspecting people as they come over the ridge here to my camp. It's kind of funny, they come up to the ridge and then they see me, because you can't see me from the main road. And it's like they stop and they go, what's that? What's he doing here? And they kind of pause at the ridge there for a second, and then they zoom by as fast as they can, like, it's the first time I've seen people actually try and be conscientious about disturbing my camp, which is really cool. For the most part, during the week, there's nobody. Today's Friday. It's about, 10:30 in the morning. And usually about this time, people start looking for places to camp. Or 4-day work weeks are not uncommon around here, so folks are probably coming out to go shooting and that kind of thing. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll start to see some life. Monday through Thursday, it's dead. I don't see anybody. Rarely. So, and that's just the way I like it. So, alright, let's let this soak up a little bit more, and then I think I'm just going to eat it right out of the pot. If you know me, that's one of the things I like to do is, try and cook everything like in one pan, because I only have one cleanup here. My spoon and my pan. And I like it that way. Saves water. I don't have to spend a lot of time doing dishes. And, I think I might have this with, I don't have any sriracha, but I've got some tapatio sauce that might be good. And I think I've got some pickled ginger. I'm going to try putting some pickled ginger in here and see what that tastes like, too. All right, we'll be back in a little bit. We'll do the taste test. Okay, going to get myself a little beverage here. It's got this nice insulated cup. And you've heard me talk about the ice that I keep in here, so you'll be able to see that. The pickled ginger. Yeah, I'm going to get that out. So I keep a little Tupperware tray, with stuff in it to make it easier to get out. And then I don't know if you can see this down the bottom here. Let me check. Yeah, you kind of can a little bit. Good enough. There's another little tray down here that I keep the lid on it. And inside there's a bunch of ice. There, that ought to be good. And have a nice ginger ale. Still got plenty of ice in there. That's one thing nice about having this refrigerator. It's not cold enough for me to freeze ice cubes in here, but this end of the refrigerator, if I put water down here and leave it long enough, there'll be ice inside here. So it's and it keeps ice really well. There, that'll be really good. And the other thing that I've done is I've taken this is a little piece of paneling that was left over from when I was building the trailer. Rachel's covered it with duct tape, and she used to use it for like her laptop desk, but it slides underneath my mattress here. So I just kind of slide it underneath the mattress when I don't need it, and then when I do need it, I can slide it out like it is here, and the mattress has enough weight on it here to hold it in place, and it gives me kind of like a little dining table. All right, let's give this a try. I think it's had enough time to soak a little bit. Let me get a fork and get some ginger out. Not that I don't like Marianne, I do. But I like ginger. Ginger's what I have. So we'll put a couple of those guys right there. See how that works. I know a couple of you are out there going, ew, you gonna eat that? Yes, I am. Alright, here goes. Oh, that's good. I like it anyway. Let's try it with a little piece of ginger here. It's okay. I think I like it better without the ginger. Alright, this is good. I'm going to finish my meal and then... Okay, bit of a segue here. I'd originally planned on talking about solar, but something came up. Only the best dads get promoted to grandpa. So my grandchild was born, my first grandchild was born yesterday evening at 11:16 p.m. And I've been visiting with my daughter and holding my new grandbaby. So great news. But I think we can talk about solar another time. So thanks, you guys. Love you guys. Bless you guys. I'm so excited about my new grandchild, and I hope that I can share part of his life with you as things progress in my new lifestyle here. So, all right, we'll talk to you soon. Later.